Hello everyone, welcome back. We have downtrend practically broken by now and kind of in a bit of a indecision zone. And I kind of found that out the hard way today. Um, in terms of trading, I did enter a couple of positions already in Cardano, which all lost. I think I'm going to put myself a limit of 3 losses per day because it's going to get too crazy losing more than that. It's practically one whole take profit being taken from me in one day. I could technically, I could limit myself to 3 trades. They could all be good or they could all be bad, but it won't be as bad as, I'm basically losing one whole take profit. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm using a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio on most of my trades. So that's what I'm referring to here. So we didn't continue dropping. We actually ended up pumping very early in the morning at 6 a.m., breaking our downtrend and quickly shifting Bitcoin's price from 81,200 into a no trend zone around 83, 82,000, currently $82,600. Um, yeah, I'd say we're in no man's land at this moment. It's very indecisive. And I can feel that sentiment right here because we got a lot of important stuff coming up in the upcoming month. Today is the last day, March 31st. April 1st, start of a new quarter, start of a new month. A lot of important dates coming up. A lot of stuff to be paying attention to. Things that could bring volatility, things that can bring indecision. So we should brace for that volatility. But for now, we're kind of in this, what do you call it? It's like in the back rooms where you're in the, in between places kind of deal. Transitionary spaces. I don't know how to explain it. Like purgatory, whatever. Yeah, we're kind of there right now. This downtrend gone for now, but we are still overshadowed by a longer term downtrend coinciding with the first resistance almost. I don't think we'd be reaching that first. We would have to get a breakout from this line, 84,500. And I mean, in terms of how far we can drop, we'd be within this 5% range of 80,000 and 84,500, right? Around there. We didn't continue dropping due to a lot of news that whales were accumulating, right? I'll get into more details about that soon. And, I mean, we did see a little bit of a drop, a sell-off at the beginning, I guess, due to market open shock. This happened at 8 a.m., 9, right? But we quickly recovered from that and actually pumped much higher. At 11 o'clock, we reached a high of almost 84,000 that fast. 83,900 was where we reached at 11. And then kind of price correction over here. Slow rise at the moment. Seems like we found a bit of a break. Asian market seems to not be doing too much at this time. Also, just bracing for impact soon. So people are cautious in trading this market, hence the reason why I've probably lost a lot today. I'll get to the losses immediately. Let's go over to Cardano where I entered. You can see right here, right? Shorted and hit a stop loss. Shorted here again, hit a stop loss once again because price rose again. Shorted once again. This one it looked like it was going somewhere, but it ended up rising just now, and that's 3 stop losses in a row today. It's probably better off just not doing anything today. And I have to write these down, so I will go ahead and do that. Just bear with me while I do that. So Bitcoin was the last one we wrote down, which was a losing trade, practically canceling out the winning trade from before. And now we have to write down these 3 trades, all in Cardano, which are absolutely gonna destroy my odds over here. I've mostly traded Cardano, it seems like, and it's probably the worst success rate coin I've had, but I'm not sure. It's also including all these smaller trades that I've made in terms of percentages of win or loss, right? Still, you get the point. We'll see how that performs though. So all of these are from today, March 31st. Absolutely March will be ending up very red, as most crypto portfolios are right now. No big surprise. Open price here, close price here. I'm just going to write down all of these, go in that kind of order. I know they all say 66 cents, but I'll change the decimal points to include more decimal points, if you know what I'm saying. I usually include 4, like that. So I could tell the difference between each one, otherwise they all look the same. It's like I'm buying and selling at the same price, but then I'm just losing $50 in each trade. That doesn't really make too much sense, does it? So, yeah. Hey, at least we didn't get much funding fees charged. I don't think, at least. Stop loss. Come on, stop loss, stop loss. That caps lock on? No. It was. I just turned it off. Next trade was this. Fees, 352. Next, 46. Oh, well, that's not what I meant to do. I accidentally clicked the back button on my mouse. You know how the mouse has like the extra 2 side buttons? Could be useful for FPS. But other than that, no, it's annoying. No, but no, most cases it is useful. It's just here where I accidentally bashed my mouse. It messed me up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's all we have. And how are we in terms of our balance? 4,518. Practically back to square one. Where we lost this much amount. We actually have been worse. About 2 trades worse. So we're not at the bottom of our portfolio. We've seen worse days happen. So it's not all over yet. There's still hope. I mean, I can make a take profit trade tomorrow and everything that happened today would have just been a nightmare and it would all be good. But I'd still have a lot to recover, which I'm working towards. Takes time, takes patience. We'll get there eventually. I'll stick to my strategy as things continue. Hey, should I give Cardano one more chance? What do you think? I just don't like how high that has become. And that's also... No, it's a bit too late. I'm going to find a different coin. Should I just stick to the 3? I'll stick to the 3. I'm becoming way too indecisive here. 3 losses. No more trades today. Could spell the death of me here. I don't know. It's looking really good, though. Really good. Currently getting a dump at the moment, at this very second. Nothing too crazy, though. Like, this is absolutely insignificant. But, you know, it just looks like something, about the start of something major. It's probably, though, too late for me to be considering to enter a position. Solana looks much better. Should have entered Solana, huh? Oh, well, not really. I probably could not have found a trade anyway because half the time we were inside of this little uptrend, right? So not much could be done there. XRP looks great for shorting as well. My 2 main options this morning were I could either short XRP or Cardano. Litecoin was there too. Why do I keep getting an announcement that just immediately disappears as soon as I click? Sui is 225. Big drop as well. It looks okay. Still doesn't seem like... Most coins didn't have much volatility anyway today. Like, you'll see the percentages of each one. About 0 to 1%. Only Sui has 2.5% and Litecoin 3%. Again, it happened. How is that possible? It's like as soon as I hover my mouse over here, I get an announcement. And then I accidentally, like, already clicked on a different coin and it just... The announcement disappears while I click on the other coin. Litecoin, $82.90. Reached a low of 80 today. Isn't that the point where I mentioned it must not drop lower than that? It indeed is. Yeah, scary times for Litecoin here. And I don't know, things could get a little bit worse. Just a little bit worse. Would really depend. Yeah. Solana 123. Ethereum, it's happening again. Ethereum's 1,822. it's staying above the 50 EMA. So, yeah, we wouldn't really touch anything in terms of trades. It did manage to hold on to this support relatively well. It did kind of break it, so I readjusted the line, the uptrend, but it still works. Like, it still works. You're just readjusting the point, the coordinate from being from here to just the recent low that we had right now. So the fact that it's holding above at least this exponential moving average is fine. Using that as a support is crucial for now. I'd rather have this as a support rather than whatever this thing is. Resistances that we could see for Cardano, I mean not Cardano, Ethereum, would be from whatever this high was to whatever this low. You're looking at 1,846, precisely the high of today as well. 1,853 was where we slowed down. I also have a resistance drawn from a previous support. Seems to have worked a couple times, so we might encounter, it's practically in this zone where we could see a slowdown in the increase, meaning that we're going to see Ethereum likely in this range, could be for a moment. After that, we have our next resistance at 1895, 1900, we'll say. It coincides with the pivot over here, so that would also make sense. This downtrend, I mean this uptrend is gone, I'll delete it. Yeah, we don't got to worry about the larger levels later. I don't think we're going to rise that high. If we do break this pivot, though, 1,900, we would be, first of all, very close to achieving the 2,000 mark, right? Breaking this downtrend, which that is important. It's a very long-term downtrend that we have. Although we do have a longer one, but we'll get to that one when we deserve to get to that one. And also another resistance that I have at 2070. It's from a line drawn over here. I call it a zone. 2070 to 2100. $30 worth. Interesting for how this may develop. Alright. Next coin I'll review is XRP. $2.07. Reached $2.02 today. Support is right over here though. It can maintain its uptrend. XRP still looks fine, although a down movement may continue a little bit further than today's low. That's what, at least what I would be, that's what I would accept to expect. Yep, that's most of the coins there for you. We do got a bit of news to talk about, so I'll move over to there right now. President Trump's 2018 playbook. It's something that, you know, we've had we had Trump as a president before, and tariffs have happened before. So this is a comparison of how it played out back then versus now. In 2018, Trump launched a wave of tariffs. January, he put a 50% tariff on solar panels, washing machines. March, he put a 25% tariffs on metals. And June, there was a global trade war. It also caused a spike in the volatility index. We can see that as well. Markets crashed for 6 months as countries retaliated and panic set in. I wasn't in the trading space at all in 2018. I was busy writing an essay or something about Hamlet. Then in December 2018, everything reversed. A 6-month rally followed, wiping out the entire year's losses. That's pretty good. And something similar can happen this time. By July 2019, so 1 year later, the Fed ended quantitative tightening, and the market was primed for a strong 2019 to 2021 bull run until COVID derailed it. Yeah. Fast forward to today, Trump is running the same playbook. He restarted tariffs in March, well, technically in February, right? Igniting another global trade war. But this time, retaliation is happening faster. We're not waiting that whole 6 months, right? Or like, you know, he started tariffs in January, March, and then people responded by June, right? So this time it's much quicker. We're seeing immediate responses from countries. So here's what's up. Markets will likely start recovering by the third quarter of 2025. I don't think it's going to be that long, but we'll see. I think by this quarter, we should start seeing some recoveries because the worst is about to happen April. How much worse can it get? From there, I don't see anything else that's negative. And we're expected to start getting some rate cuts finally in the next FOMC meeting. Maybe. Well, not in the next one. It would be in the one after that. May is going to be chilled. June is when we're going to see the Fed fund rate get cut. Probably, I think, if my memory doesn't fail me. Next meeting in 36 days, that is indeed in May. May 7. 87% chance nothing happens. The next meeting after that, June, is when we're expecting to see an actual rate cut. 86% chance that happens. Okay? That's gonna impulse the market to continue rising, I would assume. If we are 90 to 100,000 by then, we're gonna break our all-time high from 110,000 potentially to 120,000 is the next leg up, in my opinion. July is going to stay the same, July 30, with that rate cut already there. If it hasn't already been cut, it will be for sure by then. It has to be, because there's a 0% chance you're going to have the Fed fund rate at where it is right now. So by July, guaranteed. But it's practically going to stay the same as June. So nothing's going to change. September, we're going to see another rate cut. That's the second one this year. And that's what the market is pricing at the moment, is 2 rate cuts for this year. At least that's what the Fed also expects what the Fed projects for this year. 90% chance, that's a really high percentage chance that we're getting our second rate cut in the month of September. That's just going to be very bullish. October as well, it's going to be the same deal, 50-50, where not much is going to change. And then a 94% chance in December. That would be the third rate cut, which is overall very good for the market. A third rate cut in December. And I mean, by then, Bitcoin will be 180 to 20,000, maybe. Yeah. That's what I think, at least. So that recovery will start by then. The Fed is expected to end quantitative tightening in July. I don't know about July. I'm pretty sure it should be June. We could see signs of strength as early as March. What? March is already over. I think he meant May. Surely it's May. By September 2025, the real parabolic run begins. That could be after breaking our all-time high. I don't know specifically when. I don't know if I agree with September. I think that's way too late. I'm also kind of basing this off of the projections we're seeing from M2 Money Supply. Yeah. Bitcoin's conservative target sits at 250,000. Imagine that. Not even my target is 250,000 for end of year. But that's considered conservative, 250,000. Hey, surprise me. I'm all for it. With Trump bullish on crypto, it could still go much higher. I agree with that. And there's just so much good news out there that I'm not understanding why we're still down here. It seems to be just either, market manipulation. A lot of there is whale accumulation, but it's likely through OTC. And then you also got, this whole tariff situation, of course. The only reason I see why it's holding it down. People are uncertain on what to do, and now, with the ETFs and everything, it seems like Wall Street has a big exposition into the crypto market now, and they're kind of doing the same thing that they're doing with the stock market in this case. If, bad political news, they dump the stock market and crypto. Good political news, they'll pump the stock market and crypto. So Bitcoin is kind of becoming more correlated to things like the S&P 500 and other global markets from institutional investors. It's not mainly like its own thing anymore. So that's why there's a lot on the plate right now. Key points to consider: United States Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, SBR. The Securities Exchange Commission is crypto friendly now. Gary Gensler's out. We have pro crypto chairman. Other countries starting to FOMO. We already heard about Pakistan, United Arab Emirates doing a lot of stuff with blockchain. El Salvador has always been accumulating Bitcoin. Argentina, they either are accumulating or will be accumulating soon. The US, a lot of states are starting to get their strategic Bitcoin reserves in. Some have declined, some have approved. And the ones that have declined will be starting late, but they will eventually approve next year. There's always another year to try. And we've got 4 years of Trump left. That's good. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they're using Bitcoin as international payment to evade sanctions. They can't use the US dollar, right? Because then what's the point of BRICS? BRICS is to separate themselves from the West, from the United States. There's a lot of countries under BRICS now. And, well, they're looking for some kind of a global currency that they could all use. What better currency than, well, Bitcoin, a decentralized network that is trusted by many and very much worth it. China also, part of BRICS, might unban crypto because of this. It is still technically banned in China. There's always like these talks about, oh, China's going to unban crypto. They're going to unban crypto. I don't know if I've shared that kind of news in the past, and if I have, I apologize. I probably fell for fake news. But no, I don't. I'm pretty sure I haven't, though. But just in case I have, yeah. There's always talks about it. China might unban crypto. They have almost 200,000 Bitcoins in their possession, so like, you know, why not do what the United States is doing? China copies the US and everything, right? Their electric vehicles. Now I'm drawing a blank. The AI situation. There's that Cold War happening. Oh, who's going to make the best AI? Is it China or is it the United States? And now the similar deal with crypto, right? It's crypto's still at a very early stage. Still very early, relatively speaking. Compared to like the adoption of the internet. We're still at a very early stage. And now what's going on, I'm talking to you through the power of the internet. That's how powerful it is. So yeah. Race to 1 million Bitcoin starting now. Whoever holds at least 1 million will be a strategically powerful country. The United States might be that country. Why? Because we've got a lot of very bullish on Bitcoin politicians, very important people accumulating Bitcoin here. This Senator David McCormick, he's a member of the Senate Subcommittee on Digital Assets, has disclosed Bitcoin purchases of up to 600,000. He did that with ETFs and Bitcoin ETFs. That's pretty bullish. We got politicians believing in Bitcoin. RFK Jr., we know for sure, has his whole net worth in Bitcoin. Representative as well, Begich, has around $250,000 in cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. And he's also, in a speech over here, says that the U.S. will be buying that 1 million Bitcoins soon. Senator Cynthia Lummis is also pushing for that. So, we absolutely might get it. Even the president's sons, Eric and Trump Jr., are also partnering with companies like Hut 8 to launch American Bitcoin, aiming to build the world's largest Bitcoin mining firm with strategic reserves. Another way for the US to accumulate Bitcoins. That was one of the main things. Okay, they signed their strategic Bitcoin reserve. They have 200,000 Bitcoins in that reserve, the Bitcoins that were seized. But they don't want to buy more with, stuff like taxpayer funds, because it's a waste of taxpayer money, right? How can we accumulate Bitcoin without buying it? Well, you can sell the gold reserves that you have in exchange for Bitcoin. I mean, that would be a pretty good trade, in my opinion. You're selling gold at... I'm going to spoil this one. If I can find it. Here it is. Gold prices are at an all-time high, 3,152. Today, the price continues just rising, right? Sell some of that gold at all-time high levels, by the way, and buy Bitcoin with it at extremely low levels, by the way, right? I don't know. If I was the US government, I'd do that. And Okay, what other way can you accumulate bitcoins? Well, MicroStrategy has some ideas as well. I mean, he's bought so much Bitcoin by now. I'll get into him in a second. But also, you can mine Bitcoin. Same way El Salvador is doing. El Salvador DCAs from their government money. 1 Bitcoin every day is what they buy. And on top of that, they're investing in volcanic energy for Bitcoin mining, and they're teaching it to their kids on the power of Bitcoin and legalizing it in their country so that you could work a job there and get paid in Bitcoins. Like that's your salary payments. Interesting stuff like that. Different ways of doing it. MicroStrategy. This is the news about it. I mentioned it yesterday, and it happened today. MicroStrategy purchased 22,000 Bitcoins between March 24 to March 30 at an average price of $86,969, almost $87,000. Again, Michael Saylor buying the tops, it seems like. He bought all the way up here. It cost him a total of $1.92 billion. Almost $2 billion is what this guy dropped on Bitcoin. And, well, unfortunately, the price dropped as well over here. If he just waited till today, then, he would be a little richer. Why didn't the price of Bitcoin go up if $2 billion just entered? He probably did it OTC, over the counter. He made a deal with some other companies to buy Bitcoin at a certain price so that he doesn't have to go and do it on the spot market and impact the price like that, right? Otherwise, it would just make it a little difficult for him, I assume. So, yeah, this is something I mentioned yesterday. He was tweeting all this stuff about needs more orange, needs even more orange. We got to buy more Bitcoin. And yeah, he ended up doing it. Keep this in mind, guys. Well, how much Bitcoin does he own now? It's something like 520. I don't know how much Bitcoins this guy has by now. If he had 500, I don't know. Maybe he has 540,000 Bitcoins, 500 something thousand. He owns one in every 40 Bitcoins now. That's just a wild number to think about. He's not the only one. We've got the Japanese version of MicroStrategy called Metaplanet, also issuing 2 billion yens, which is $13.3 million in zero interest bonds to accelerate their Bitcoin accumulation. They are also buying as much Bitcoin as they can. They understand the power of it. This is also part of the good news, and it's a miracle that they've taken this long as well. FTX will begin their repayments, will continue to their repayments, I assume is what they mean here, on May 30. That'll be good. It'll continue pumping the markets, right? How are you getting repaid? In stable coins from FTX. It's looking like, well, they have $11.4 billion in cash reserves ready. The creditors will finally get their money back. If you got scammed and lost your money on the FTX crypto exchange back in 2022, thanks to Sam Bankman-Fried, who is now in jail with P. Diddy, yeah, you will be getting your money back as of November 11, 2022. The prices from that date, which is arguably lower than where it is right now. Although I think that's practically already when everything started pumping by then. That was after Trump's victory on November 4, November 5. FTX starting to compensate their creditors with claims exceeding $50,000 from May 30. May 30. Why did I say dollars? They're using their $11.4 billion in cash reserves. However, the valuation of cryptocurrency claims will be based on the price of November 11, 2022. Oh, 2022. Okay, never mind. Not 2024. So this would have been from the date that the scam happened, right? When FTX went bankrupt. The creditors will be receiving roughly 20% of what Bitcoin's present market value is. Okay, that's actually terrible because by November 2022, Bitcoin's price was very low due to all this FUD, right? And from that date until now, the price has surged fivefold since that date. I mean, I guess that makes sense on how they are able to repay the people. They're just not able to repay them at, these current prices. They waited until now after everything has already gone up since 2022 and are repaying the people their 2022 money instead of their 2025 money, which arguably 2025 is not that great. We're not off to a good start. But I mean, I wouldn't be complaining either. We did have a good surge in price. We're just reloading. That's all. Every good gun needs to reload. A wise man once said, a gun's not just about shooting. It's about reloading. Anyway. $9.41 billion in short liquidations will happen when Bitcoin hits 90,000. I've explained this before, but all the liquidity is sitting up here. All of this will cause a nice short squeeze. We can easily pump back up, bottom line. Very easily. You can see this stuff on CoinGlass, CoinDesk, Coin something. CoinGlass. Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Obviously, we have liquidation heat map there. I want to see for 1 month. And this is for Binance. Obviously, we're not going to be looking at that. Look at the majority of it. Between 88,000, 89, 90,000. That's where all of these liquidations will be happening. So that'll be interesting to see. And that's only in Binance, by the way. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink warns dollar is at risk of losing world reserve currency status to Bitcoin. I mean, it just makes sense. Nobody wants to use the US dollar. That's why BRICS exists, to avoid using the US dollar. Although they're kind of scared now because there's Trump has them threatened by saying, I'm going to 100% tariff. I'm going to put a 100% tariff and sanction to your country if you abandon the US dollar. So now they're like, oh, okay, sorry. But they're just using Bitcoin now. And, you know, the United States is pro-Bitcoin, so what? You're going to ban Bitcoin now? You can't do that. CME gap happened. When was the CME gap formed? That's what I do not know, and I want to investigate now that I can with TradingView. Drink. It's Bitcoin dominance. This is Bitcoin CME gap. Right here. So I'm assuming it's this one here. We had a CME gap from the close of this price, which is here. And what does this mean? It's basically, you know, the market closing and reopening during weekends. Opened over here. So this particular area had to be refilled. I'm assuming it's this one, right? Is that right? No, it's not right. That one's already been filled that same week. Okay, so we're not talking about that one. We're talking about a... Oh, I already drew it over here. I'm blind, am I? No, I'm not blind. I'm just losing my mind. This. Okay, so that one's already been filled. Don't worry about that one. This one is the one that had to be filled, and it got filled today. Practically, very instantly. So CME gap has been filled. Where's the next movement? Probably not to the downside because we don't have CME gaps toward the downside anymore. The previous one had already been filled when we dropped to 76,000. Bottom indicator, possibly. Right? What else? So yeah, that's the main thing. CME gap has been filled. Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio drops to a 5-year low. This measures the price of Ethereum versus the price of Bitcoin, which we should have a chart for that here. I'm assuming it's just ETH BTC. Yeah, Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. You know how you normally have Ethereum against USDT? Just picture that, but instead of USDT, it's Bitcoin. If this drops, it means that Ethereum is losing value against Bitcoin, meaning that Bitcoin is much stronger than Ethereum, which has always been the case, but it's been a fair competitor, at least in the past, right? ever since 2021. But since then, though, it has been dropping. It coincides with why Ethereum is where it is, under 2,000 right now, which is not great. And these are levels that we haven't seen since 2020, which is concerning for a lot of people. We know that Ethereum is the coin that is supposed to lead the way in terms of, altcoins, and that's why we have a big gap between the market cap of Bitcoin versus the market cap of altcoins. Altcoins right now are not doing that great. They're also at very low levels. I go through them practically every single day. These are very low levels for these altcoins. They deserve to be much higher, but they can't go much higher. Why? Because Ethereum is the one behind it all. Everything uses Ethereum. Well, not everything. Most coins use Ethereum, so they depend on Ethereum, right? And if Ethereum doesn't perform, none of these altcoins will perform. Sure, all of the altcoins, they had their reasons for pumping. Everything pumped when Trump won. Things continued pumping after things specific to that altcoin happened, right? CRO pump with ETFs. The ETFs that will be created by Trump's World Liberty... No, not Trump's World Liberty Financial. It is Trump Media and Technology Group, partnering with Crypto.com, with Kronos. Then you had, the Ethereum ETFs, that was from before those. Solana with the meme coin craze and, Trump releasing his own meme coin. Sui with its increasing power against Solana as well, and also possible replacement for Ethereum. Litecoin possible ETF. XRP rising due to, possible use in the government. Similar deal with Cardano. All those coins, most of them, being added to the crypto reserve that got announced as well. We haven't heard much of it lately. So, okay, the point is the coins have increased in price due to, specific reasons, right? But overall, an alt season has to happen after, Bitcoin makes its rise. Ethereum will follow that, and then the altcoins follow what Ethereum do, and probably do even better than Ethereum. Given the fact that we have a lot of other better options compared to Ethereum that most people are using, more popular options, not popular but trending, I would say. They're trending. So that's the difference between those two, and right now Ethereum's at its lowest point since 2020 for Bitcoin. That's how bad it is right now. However, is this a bottom indicator? Could be the case. Because what happens usually around this level? A reversal, right? This is from before, when 2017, there was not all that liquidity there. But hey, Ethereum dominance, I guess you could call this, compared to Bitcoin. It's been down here before, and it's risen up here afterwards, time and time again, right? It's actually even been a little higher than that when Ethereum got really popular in 2017. Now, is this a downtrend? Yeah, possibly. I think we could break it, though, given as time progresses. I'm just going to draw this here. And there's still plenty of people who are still bullish on Ethereum. Well, we also have this downtrend right over here, by the way. Bitcoin dominance overall is rising. Also part of the problem, or the reason, I would say. So you can also take that into account. You have a lot of coins saying, in Ethereum we trust, like Aave, Optimism, that uses Ethereum, Lido DAO, and this is the founder or something from Lido DAO. No, not the founder. Member. Yeah, so, it's still useful, right? BlackRock knows this for sure. They tripled their asset value within the last 2 weeks. I've mentioned this before. Just wanted to reiterate that. Ethereum also saw a net inflow of 105 million in the past 24 hours. I do also want to check on how the ETFs are doing. I know we had our first inflow day last week, Friday. Today we probably don't have enough data yet, but so far it's looking okay, I guess. Only one inflow from Fidelity. Fidelity. We'll see if BlackRock gets any inflows or outflows. Could be the case. But if that's the case, even if they do nothing, this will be our second consecutive inflow day, which that's a bit of a change for the Ethereum ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs, today was an outflow day. Same thing with last week, Friday. Hey, but things have kind of been, not red for a while. So amidst the uncertainty, that's where we're seeing a bit of outflow for at least Bitcoin. The main problem here, though, is Ethereum. There's still a lot of partnerships and real life stuff that they're involving themselves in. Visa will be launching a tokenized asset platform on Ethereum blockchain. I also heard Visa's doing something similar with Avalanche, I think it was. Yeah, institutional Ethereum adoption, though, that is accelerating. We are entering a golden digital age where Bitcoin emerges as a worldwide currency. It's being accepted by most governments, not most. Some governments and, United States leading the way. That's a good thing. Transforming the global economy with its decentralized power. Meanwhile, Ethereum serves as the foundational settlement layer, empowering innovation and building the future of a connected world. The current price movement, it is driven by Trump. Toward the downside, right? Fundamentals, though, are stronger than ever, and I agree with that, and that's the reason why I'm staying bullish. It just makes sense. April could bring sharp volatility to the Bitcoin market. We know this. Analysts, me, warning of price swings amid US-China trade tensions and continued Fed tightening. That's only if these tariff stuff don't work out and the US economy gets worse. We are expecting it to be a little bit impacted, but not too bad, right? That's causing these investors, especially in the stock market, shifting their focus from technologies, things like Nvidia and all that kind of stuff, Meta, Apple, Microsoft. They're now shifting their focus from that to oil and energy instead, because they feel like that is what will be growing the best in the US economy, it seems like. Fair enough. Could be the case. These are the important dates that will be coming up. So April 2nd is the tariff announcement. That's the day after tomorrow, Wednesday. April 4, we're getting unemployment data and non-farm payroll. That's going to be Friday. That's for the month of March. April 10, we'll be getting inflation data. Hoping that Q2 will be green, right? We also have April 9. The U.S. House will be holding a hearing on crypto market legislation. That would be pretty interesting to see as well. Hopefully something good gets mentioned there. A lot of important dates. Trump also says that, this is the reason why we're getting the tariffs, right? The companies pouring into our country at levels never seen before. Jobs and money to follow. So I have a positive outlook on all this stuff, at least in the long term. Even if this short-term volatility, even if the data that we're about to get for non-farm payroll, for unemployment, for that other inflation data, even if it's bad, it's practically already priced in by the Fed in terms of rate cuts. They're only expecting 2. And it's going to impact the market short-term as well, but long-term, I know this will be good. He says that there will never have been a transformation of a country like the transformation that is happening for all to see in the United States of America. He's clearly got some big plans, and he's a businessman, so I trust that. President Trump says also that he is very angry and pissed off at Putin, threatening secondary tariffs on all oil coming out of Russia. This is due to, them seemingly not following through with the peace deals, the peace talks. He mentioned something similar about Ukraine. I saw in another post something he mentioned, like, I don't have it here, so I'm going to try to say it off my memory. It seems like Ukraine is trying to walk away from the minerals deal, so I'm just going to make sure that doesn't happen. Something like that is what he said. All right. Elon Musk spoke last night at some conference. They asked him about Dogecoin, right? If that will have any use in anything at all. And he said that no, he's not gonna have any involvement in the US government. So, I'm assuming it caused a dip, or maybe this dip was just there it just existed already. Possibly. So, Yeah, Rip Doge. It's officially only a meme coin, and that is it. Circle USDC has hired JP Morgan and Citi, these are banks, for its long-awaited IPO, with a public filing expected by late April. That's bullish. Tether Treasury mints 1 billion USDT. Whales are buying. Whales are also dumping, though, 1 billion XRP ahead of Ripple unlocks. Apparently, we're getting Ripple unlocks. I want an explanation on this. It signals profit taking after a Trump fueled rally earlier in March 2025, where XRP peaked above $2.80 following his announcements of the US Crypto Strategic Reserve that includes XRP. There's an unlock, which is part of its monthly 1 billion XRP release, is set to fund operations. It will increase the supply, kind of like inflation, and pressure prices toward the downside. Though past unlocks like December 2024 showed minimal impact, as XRP still held around $1.80. But that was during a pump, right? So I don't think that really counts. So it's just, hey, it seems like this is a monthly thing. Every month, 1 billion XRP gets released. Okay. Yeah, that's the point of token unlocks, right? To help fund the blockchain and improve it. Technical indicators, MACD RSI mention in reply suggest short-term bearish trends with overselling, while the daily exponential moving average 200 at $1.95 is a critical support level for XRP's price stability. Is it yeah, daily? I don't think I have those. I don't check daily with exponential moving average. They said a support. Critical support at 195. Well, I have mine at 196 with an uptrend. I don't see where you're getting... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart anyway. 1 day. 200 exponential moving average. Okay, maybe it goes like this curve. I guess that makes sense then. Alright, well, we'll see what XRP does. Unlocks coming. Coinbase users may have lost over $46 million to phishing scams in March. One victim reportedly lost 400 bitcoins, according to ZachXBT. Wow. Yeah, just stay away from scammers. Especially in my comments. Credit's starting to crack. Finally, the Fed is about to wake up. This chart shows the spread in high-yield corporate bonds and investment-grade bonds, with a widening gap indicating rising credit stress since late 2024. That suggests the Fed may soon act to cut rates. Some replies predicting as early as June 2025. That's what I've also checked in the CME, well, the FOMC tracker, whatever it's called. Yeah, we'll likely see the rate cuts happen by then. So, yeah, overall pretty bullish. And we're still dropping. Okay. I noted everything down, right? Yes, I'm not going to be trading anymore today. So that'll be all for today then. Thanks so much for watching. That's all the news I had. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you not tomorrow, but the day after. Wednesday. I'll see you on Liberation Day then. Yeah. We'll see if we drop or if we rise. For now, like, these are the zones that I'm drawing out for you. 80,000 worst case scenario. But if the drop is just so significant, we're going back to our 76,000 low. And if that breaks, pray we stay above 2024 high, 73,843. And if that doesn't work, 70,000 last chance for this bull market to exist. If it drops below 70,000, I think it's time to find a job.